We were also you were talking you were bringing up the concept of location tours because I wanted you to talk about your really bizarre taste in movies and what movies end up being like not really your favorite but movies you watch a lot. And you were one of the OG people who appreciated Dan Aykroyd's Nothing But Trouble.
When that gem hit the public in 1991, I was immediately in love with it. I watched it probably 1,000 times. And I remember, I think we rented it once from Jim King's Showcase Videos, a small locally owned video store, rivaled by Blockbuster, shut down by Blockbuster. Then Blockbuster went under. You all know the story.
Everybody knows.
You're 8.
So just a little before continuing, a little background. So Nothing But Trouble is a Dan Aykroyd written and produced, I think, and directed movie, and he also stars. And he also stars in
plays 2 characters.
Has multiple characters.
This is kind of that time
with a lot of prosthetic makeup, including a nose that looks like a penis.
In one shot, if you watch the whole movie, it's similar, but in one shot, it's like crown, shaft, urethra, like it's there.
And so, briefly, Chevy Chase and Demi Moore are like a metropolitan businessy couple that go to a small town and get wrapped up in the most small town shenanigans humanly imaginable.
Let's rewind.
Yeah, you could probably do a better synopsis. I've never actually been able to watch this movie the entire way through.
Chevy Chase is like some sort of investor or investing analysis guy. He has this BMW. Demi Moore lives in the same building, needs to get like out of New York State for some meeting, and he offers to drive her.
Oh, they aren't partnered, I see, yeah.
No, not yet. No, other than circumstance. Yeah, they live in the same building. Very large shoulder pads, very unflattering clothes on Demi Moore, but like the music goes like wow when
she's hot.
Like it has like linebacker shoulders on this thing. So they're gonna take a drive, and
can you give me a wow real quick?
Wow. Hubba.
Was that cute? Let's do you.
Oh yeah.
Let's see you.
What do you want? Like flirtatious or like?
Could I get the orange steel?
Orange steel. I don't think we're ready. Okay. Anyway.
Yeah. Oh, anyways, going on.
Did you just kiss the screen?
No.
Okay. So they he ends up speeding. They have a GPS. In 1991, GPS did not exist to the civilian world. He has a GPS unit in his BMW that takes like Sega Genesis cartridges, depending on what county he is in. It's actually kind of cool. Anyway, they end up taking this shortcut. They speed.
They're literally physically the prop is a Sega Genesis cartridge.
No, I think the prop is the actual thing.
They're circuit
cartridge
board cartridge.
It's like most akin to that. Yeah, it's actually like if a flash drive were this big and held 10K. So John Candy pulls them over. Chevy Chase tries to bribe him to let him go. That's not how it works. You got to go down to the courthouse. The Honorable Reeve is Dan Aykroyd in elderly prosthetics. John Candy is his grandson. His granddaughter is also played by John Candy. Anyway, the point of the thing is everyone that gets pulled over basically gets murdered by this family.
And John Candy was really weird about being in drag, and like everyone was really weird about that because at that time that was like a weird thing to do. Sorta, kind of.
For sure.
Because these days everyone appreciates that movie as a cult film, and hipsters like talk about all this like behind the scenes shit. We didn't know any of that. Mm-hmm. We just had the product as granted.
Tupac makes the band. I can't remember what the rap band is called. The rap group is called, but Tupac was like a backup singer in this before his name was Tupac.
Right. Yeah. That's right. Oh, he was in the band plays in the movie. with
Like
Tupac.
any good movie, there is a musical number. Yes.
Yeah, with Tupac is there.
All around the world, same song. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's a good song. I looked it up probably a month ago just to jam out to it, and I might have swayed.
Man.
Anyway,
Yeah.
movie has a 12% on Rotten Tomatoes, a staggering 13% on TV Guide. Worth a watch. Campy,
It's like,
kitsch.
because I was like over here in my own time, like watching movies that are generally regarded as either for some reason very good movies, according to public opinion. And you would always be watching, you would like repeatedly watch like ABC miniseries about like Merlin or like the 12th Kingdom and like, like those sorts of things.
Story time.
Yeah.
If you haven't watched the Jim Henson Story Time, like made for TV,
is that with Shelley Duvall?
There's a ton of people in it.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen a little bit. It's fun.
I remember that was like the only time in my life that my dad would allow the TV on while we were having dinner. He actually had to like bring the big like CRT TV into the dining room and like set it down for a screen that big, so that we could watch Jim Henson's Story Time. And that movie, that series, which I don't think there's a lot of episodes. I think it was one little short run.
Yeah.
That fueled more of my nightmares than any other
There's something a little bit more like eidetic or dreamy about a non-mainstream production, because it's just like a little more like, did I really watch that?
Yeah.
Like one of the ones that comes to mind for me is the old black and white Sinbad the Sailor movies that with the Harryhausen stop motion effects. Because you just be watching this bullshit. You're a kid and you don't care what's going on, but there's all these. It's black and white, and there's these guys like on boats that look like Romans or whatever, Greeks or whatever, and then they'll get to the fucking cave and like a bat monster will like, and you're just like, what the hell is this? Like, I don't like, because it's like, I didn't know that in black and white times they could even do stuff like that, when you're a kid, or like Godzilla, or I mean, not Godzilla, but King Kong, like the original King Kong. You're just like, wait, this is like a really old movie. How is everything? How is this happening?
So this is same thing. Like,
the obscurity factor makes it a little more mind blowing.
You've come to love and give implicit trust to Jim Henson's Muppets, and now they're playing like demons and dangerous characters, and so it's very real to you at my age. So yeah, that's another one. Nothing But Trouble's a good one. Big.
And you were showing me the locations even. Are you near there?
I have to be. So no. Where it was filmed is nowhere near where I am.
Where it is in
the movie is set. They're leaving New York and they're in Pennsylvania. I'm in basically central Pennsylvania. That has to be around here somewhere. It's more plot twists. The town Vulcanvania in the movie Nothing But Trouble has been mined to the point that it's a giant 10-mile wide sinkhole ready to happen. So that adds to the fun. And then their murders of these people are very creative, sort of carnival-esque murder devices.
Rube Goldberg murder contraptions.
Rube Goldbergian. At the time that damn it, I can't remember his name. Son of a bitch. That was gonna be a slapper. Who's the guy? Nah, forget it. Anyway, I liked these movies. So you said I used to watch weird movies. I still do, but I can't pick these out.
It's just weird to me because you would be like, oh man, I've been watching like the Langoliers over and over again, like the Stephen King. Like, remember that? Like that was awful.
TV movie about being you're an hour behind real life. Like you fell an hour behind, and the Langoliers are creatures that eat the past.
Yeah, they're like
the future can exist.
They're like a fourth dimensional walnut crusher, and they've just fly very weirdly through.
It's like the whole world is a stage, and they are the like I don't know what it's called in theater. They're like the prop and stage scenery people, and so you go through, and the stage exists, but it's got to change. So if you were to fall behind, now you see the stage being torn down. Pretty freaking awesome. Also along those lines, I can listen to probably a 5-second thing. Shorter, it's just like a one note, but a 5-second thing with no exaggeration 100 times in a row without losing interest.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that might play a role in why I can watch these movies that no one else liked.
I've done a couple locations, and it's kind of a wanky thing to do. I mean, obviously, like a lot of us have been to like studios and stuff, and you get to do that location stuff. But as far as cool locations, I really like Astoria, and you can go and look at the Goonies house. But I went there with my friend Lily, and we were very disappointed. Nobody wants you. Hey there. Nobody wants you to go to the Goonies house or look at it or pay any attention to it. You just sit at the bottom of the hill and look at it because that's somebody's house and they live there.
I'll switch audio real quick.
Yeah. And also the Ring series was in Astoria. So if you wander around there, you're like, wow, this is very much like the Ring.
I chuckled and pointed because the cat was doing what Byron did, where unless Byron's face was up your mom's butt all day, he was unhappy. As Danielle came down the stairs, she was like half a step behind.
It's a comforting sensation.
Dog knows
security.
The security part. That's what we're talking about.
Best one though, the highest recommended is if you're a fan of Twin Peaks, go to North Bend, Multnomah Falls, just east of Seattle. You can go to the actual waterfall and you can climb up on the mountain. I was too frightened to go atop the actual mountain that's like in the background in the title shot and look down on the city. I was too scared because you have to climb up. It's not like climbing, but it's like, imagine like a stack of 4 to 5 foot tall shelves that are about 1 or 2 feet deep. So you're kind of climbing like a really tall staircase for like 100 or 200 feet. And when I got there, I had like my subway and I just didn't, what?
You are going to go see the giant at the top of the beanstalk type.
Yeah. And all these like college kids were just going right ahead of me. And I chickened out. I didn't do it. I'm not very good with heights, but I could have made it. I just kind of made a value decision that like, I wanted to eat my sandwich and go home.
Off here.
I was satisfied.
Wasn't until I had taken a life on that mountain that I was told that, that's the Twin Peaks thing. And I go, really? So as we're gutting this whitetail, like, the place that place where he goes and gets pie all the time is like right there. You want to go? You want to hit it back? Yeah.
I got my slice of pie and my coffee there. It's definitely wankish to go in there, but
I asked him like, so is it like just going to be swamped with assholes who are there for the pie? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, how's the pie? He's like, it's okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's good.
It's good, but it's not like it wasn't
right home about.
It was in the movie. It didn't win awards. It was just in the
like
show.
You get the sense that they had like a Cisco packaged thing and they ovened it up. Like it's in the show. It's all about that. Like Norma or whatever, like made the fucking pie with their own, from scratch.
They might make. That was an account of ours, so I have. I think they do make the pies, but because of the popularity.
I'm the dick. Please comment if you are from the Double R Diner and you know how the pie is made and I'm wrong.
Well, no, I think you were right, but it's because of popularity that now they have, instead of making 5 pies with love and that's going to last a couple of days, now they have to crank out pies on a bulk scale and that takes the quality down. Like you can't.
And I asked for Garmonbozia and they didn't even know what the hell to give me. It's cream corn. It's just cream corn.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh. That's the only one I recommend though, and there's a lot of places you can go.
So we're in we live in Scranton, PA.
That's right.
And 0 of the office was shot here, except for a couple of location shots in the opening. So if you want to come to Scranton and check it out, you can hit it all in a day.
Where is the office actually shot? Is it just LA?
Van Nuys. California, yeah, L.A. and surrounding area. If you watch very closely, they tried very hard every time they were driving to not look like Southern California,
Yeah.
which is impossible.
Yeah.
Uh,
Was she walking on the stairs or on the like the corner of it that's a
no, she's on
smooth
the stairs.
Okay.
This little lip, it's like it touches the peak of the stair.
I see. That's weird. That seems like hazardous.
Yeah,
but you got the rail for people.
Oh yeah.
Has the cat ever ate shit off of that thing?
I have. Oh, off the side?
Yeah.
No, I have fallen up and down these stairs. Danielle's shaking her head. Yes, she has as well.
That's
getting Southern California to look like the Pocono Mountains, the Poconos, impossible. So if you watch that show closely, in any driving scene, it's kind of like an Easter egg. You will see a palm tree somewhere. May come as a shock. There aren't any.
That's cool. I'll look out for that.
I love Twin Peaks.
Good. Yay.
So we're watching for the first time The Sopranos.
Haven't done yet.
When working in the city, I've driven by the Bada Bing quite a few times. Never stopped. No intention to stop other than taking a picture of the sign. This guy I work with has been there, and he's like, "Yeah, it's awful. you don't want to go in."
This is an Italian restaurant that the character frequents.
It's a strip club that the lobsters do business in the back office.
Ah, okay, that's cool.
It is a strip club in real life, but it's not. The strip club in the show was a set.
Yeah.
And so you go in, it looks different. And in the show, it's all of these mid 20s to early 30s strippers with big fake boobs. And when you go there, it's it's like the truck stop style where these ladies have had a hard life.
When I lived at the Flophouse on Barber in Southwest Portland, they shot an episode of the show, this really lame show called Grimm. About fairy tale being real, like realistic. But they had a diner there just down the street from our house, like a block from our house, was this like crusty little diner. It was, I don't even remember what it was called. It was like the signage was bad. We never went there. It was just like awful.
I visited for like 6 hours and left.
I think you were at both of my houses in Portland. I think you were at the Flophouse once or twice. I have to imagine.
Is that
old chupacabra?
Limping, she's so full of breakfast.
But so they like terraformed this restaurant into like the golden, what was it? The golden something diner. And for the show, they had to make it presentable. So they redid the sign and they like cleaned up the interior and they had like actual actors and and then it was a nice little greasy spoon restaurant. And then the show cleared out and they basically kept things how it was because it was such an improvement. It's kind of ridiculous. Yeah. Now it's like, oh, this is the diner from Grimm, but it's just because they used that diner. It's like, why didn't you just use a diner that was already acceptable? It's like cheaper this way. I probably paid somebody like $200 to use that diner for the weekend.
Yeah. Why make a set when it wouldn't have mattered if it were the exterior and interior were different?
Yeah. Ridiculous. Many storied stretch of road right there.
They were filming
in the town.
50 Shades of Grayer. 50 Shades of Grey. I don't know.
Is that out? Did they make the second movie?
Years ago.
Shades Darker. Yeah. I know. I wouldn't know.
I was a route man.
I watched the first one because my friend Spencer wanted to see my physical reaction to what that movie contains.
And
I'm unimpressed. I know this is nothing to me. What do you mean? It's just becoming a popular mainstream thing. Like,
so I rely
S&M, like basic S&M is like pretty vanilla, I would say.
I relied on the Seattle Viaduct to get to where I needed to go. RIP Viaduct. And they shut it down for like an hour so that they could drive stage cars. Like these are real cars, but they're for the point of the scene. They're not actual traffic. And the car that they're filming on the outside and the inside, like 3 or 4 times, they just get off the viaduct, come back on, get out, like go down, back on. And so that's my memory of 50 more shades of gray, 50 shaders of gray. I don't know.
50 Shades Darker?
Is that what it's called?
I believe so. That may be the third one. I don't know.
Not my thing. But yeah, so you can see the viaduct. It's no longer able to drive on. I don't know what I think they made it like a walking park.
I was with you all the way up until the third Twilight movie, and then I just checked out from that entire universe. So, yeah, watching 50 Shades of Grey was all about studying me scientifically. So I don't register it as actually consuming entertainment media. It was a scientific experiment.
Case study. Yeah.
Yeah. It was on the job. This is the thing. People like to see me being disgusted with entertainment goods. A lot of people don't like that, but some people want a really concentrated dose of that here and there. So they'll make me watch a movie and just like stare at my face.
Mm-hmm. I'm over it. Pretty much anything that I got to choose, that was a reaction. So, yeah, I've seen plenty. I know what it is. And I'm sure you've seen the same on me when you guys watch things like Pi or what was the other one? Amelie was okay, but I had no interest in it.
Art films? Yeah.
I'll just fuck around on things quietly in your room while you guys watch it.
Yeah, I mean you're not into that like frame of things. I think you kind of respond to like production. I think like productions, you like interesting productions. And that's kind of where we overlap. Is like I think we both dig like Terry Gilliam jams. Oh, yeah. Would be like a main vein.
So back to Nothing But Trouble.
Yeah.
Make believe town becoming a sinkhole with carnival-esque murder tools. That's a different world.
That's a different world.
It's based wholly on physics and the real world as such, but the cinematography and set design is not something you usually see.
Yeah, it's really expensive for what it is.
Yeah, I mean when you
and that's going to be every Terry Gilliam movie's like that. He's always so over budget that he gets fired, and then the movie comes out anyway.
And they're like, "Well, you've got like 3 more scenes to shoot. Just finish it."
Here come the Puma.
She's about to be abducted. They fall down a trapdoor and go down a steel slide into a room filled about 5 feet deep with dolls. That's not something that you can shoot unless you have a steel slide that falls into a room that's about 5 feet of dolls.
This was a post Home Alone movie. Home Alone like changed everything. It was all about contraptions. Like I would compare this with People Under the Stairs because they had like a little fun house of terror with metal slides and stuff. You know,
yeah.
It was like a thing. It was like
liked. We agreed on that one. Which one?
And
People Under the Stairs. If you're gonna be part of this, be part of this.
Don't get in here.
From the shadows.
Or you know, whatever. We like to we like to beat up on each other a little bit. And then the Chon Kane's Vinny and no. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Don't be like us.
I remember being like,
drugs are bad.
12 years old, and your mom would come down and knock on the door and be like, "Fuck out of here, Mom!" And then she'd open the door like, family meeting, and then everyone smoke weed.
Family meeting was the safety inspection on the home level. Yeah.
Safety meeting.
There was and so I was jealous a lot of the time because I was a cool guy and my friends liked me to a certain extent, but my mom was a lot cooler guy, and my friends would go and hang out with my mom without me, and and she had all the it's a beautiful thing, but at the time it was like, what the fuck, like you guys are just like my fucking mom.
I don't know if I may have actively done that like once or twice if she had like some cool thing that one of her.
I'm not pointing fingers at any particular individuals, Johan. Or
what I am saying is that it made it really nice when we would show up to your house and you weren't like home yet. You could just hang.
Hi, Danielle.
And not be bored. And then she would break dance to Break Into Electric Boogaloo or any song that onto any movie.
I don't recommend exposing children to marijuana. It's very common out here in Michigan. I see a lot, and I don't think it's very good. I know a lot of people just smoke a lot and they have kids, so they go in the same place. However, if your kids are teens, get high with them. If they're getting high and you're getting high, just get high with them. Why not? Like, who are you kidding? So we got high with my mom. It was a good time. We had fun. It was a good bonding and connecting experience. Probably not great parenting, but
I mean,
who's to judge?
That wasn't it. It
No,
was
I mean, you
getting
could
high.
have gotten worse drugs from somebody else. Like
That's what she said too. Yeah, she was like,
Do
if you're
LSD.
getting it from family, it's clean stuff at least. It's not.
No, and I know that may sound silly to some people, but that is important. Like that, especially depending on what kind of drug it is, you know.
Or with alcohol, like if your family teaches you how to drink responsibly, even if you're underage, you're going to have a better outcome than if it's forbidden and then you go off and sneak out with your friends in your pickup truck and get wasted and don't know how to do it properly. James and Adam.
I think the country
in the back of a 75 postal Jeep with the steering wheel on the wrong side, idling down Main Street.
The only other
with old English 800 fucking 40s.
The steering wheel was on the wrong side?
It was a mail van, so the steering wheel is on the side of the post boxes.
It was bought by an ice cream man, so it lived out a beautiful destiny. I almost murdered a man over that stupid thing. $200 vehicle.
Yeah.
I remember certain Saturdays we would wake up, go to that bookstore coffee shop right on the river, and then go back to the house, throw your living room couch in the back of her F-150.
Yeah.
And then drive around to
cruise the drag.
Drive around to yard sales looking for shit for the antique.
Yeah, we were our own little parade. We cut a bunch of bros on in a couch in the back of an F-150 pickup with a dog in the front seat.
Like
Mom would stop at the fucking Dairy Queen and get an ice cream cone, and we'd all watch the dog lick it up in front of us.
You only got one for the dog. Not even herself.
Oh, so cool.
It's like, sorry guys, I didn't have any mistakes.
Didn't matter.
What a lady.
This
of cats.
lady and I have been co-inhabiting for almost 3 years now. And the best I get is that Danielle doesn't have facial hair and I do. And so she likes to like butt her head up against my face, feel it.
Yeah, she likes the scritches.
Which is cool most of the time, but usually it happens at like 1:30 a.m. I just get headbutt by the cat.
Yeah.
I wake up and she's looking at me like it's my fault that this is happening.
And then you're picking out like kitty snot and hair from your beard too.
But she doesn't have any hair that like.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
That's
you
why
don't
she
have
likes
this
it.
problem.
So a misconception about this one is that she weighs a lot less than other cats. She is a smaller cat.
She's the runt of the litter.
God, some of these angles with the lighting, she looks so ridiculous. It's like a little baby.
I mean, in regular
with crazy,
she's
crazy ears.
Oh, look at this little Dairy Queen shop.
You can't see that in the camera. Yeah, her little eccentricities are that she does flippies. She does somersaults to like feel the carpet
and when
on
we're
her
playing,
skin.
Yeah, and just like when we're trying to play, she'll do like little somersaults and stuff. She also suckles on her blanket.
Does she make biscuits on you?
Yeah.
Oh, the yeastiest of biscuits.
That's my favorite. Yeah.
Yeah.
Taylor's very, very conservative with the biscuits.
I mean, she's not a baby, so the fact that
Danielle's
she's still,
fairly certain that she was given up like too early. But
I don't. She was the run of the litter, and she was just so tiny. She was so tiny when I got her. I don't know, and I know some of them retain that, but like.
She's small for a cat, but having no hair makes her look even smaller.
Yeah.
I had a Maine Coon that the rescue cat, and the first time it was taken to the vet's like feeling his chest, and she's like, "Oh no, this is." I think he's having like a reaction or something, and then kept feeling around like, "Oh no, it's just ripped." Like it was all swollen. But yeah,
he's swole, all right.
He would fuck up boxes. The previous family.
Dr. James, I think I'm having an allergic reaction. Maybe you should check this shit out.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So they had declawed him, and so in his fits of rage, he would like grab the top of a cardboard box and just like, and you could hear that 3 floors down.
Oh.
When the clawed cats in the house would get into arguments with him,
Punch him in the face.
yeah, bad at him, and he'd hit them hard enough that they'd like roll 2 times.
Oh my god.
It's like if Mike Tyson fought an infant. he was just like solid muscle. Wow. So when when you're playing with cats and they like try to grab your hand so they can bite you, you couldn't fight it. He would bite you. You could like pick him up and he'd be hanging on your arm and like pull it down. Like, fucking hey, I'm a human being.
Thanks for joining us today, and join us next week.
I love it.
Cut, cut.